Oh, sorry, guys. Can you hear me? Okay, it was. I didn't turn it off. Um. No, I was telling you guys that I don't know if you noticed. Last week I was wearing a sweater. It was cold. It was raining, and now I'm again wearing a top. So the weather is crazy. I don't know. It's very humid today. Um, and I was telling you also that I can hear Kali's meowing outside, but I cannot let her in because she's going to be chaotic in here, and I cannot have this. I need peace. I need her to be much more independent from me. She's so used to her meowing very loudly and me coming to the rescue or me answering her back because she's a talkative cat. So it's like she knows someone is going to answer. She knows that someone is listening. Um, so she's a bit like accustomed to that. She's used to that, and also I think that she doesn't like to be alone when she finds herself like alone in the garden, for example, and she sees that there's no one around. She starts meowing as if I don't know, she got lost somewhere dangerous. And she's very loud. She's very loud. She has loud meows. It's not like she meows very tiny. No, she's loud, loud. And she probably is like listening. She's hearing that I'm talking. The list. I have the list for the topics of counseling, and then I have for people to read for personality-wise. The first question is, what can we improve ourselves as fans in order to live healthier, emotionally independent life? The second one is about marriage or being in a relationship, how it cripples Korean artist stardom, like why, and probably if it's going to change. And the third question, it has to do with the death card and um, the meaning, significance in the cards. Um, Especially since I had pulled the death card for people that are no longer with us. But yeah, for me that card is not literally death. Also, I don't read for health nor those kind of subjects. I know there's people that do. That's more on the predictory side. I don't do those things. But I understand why people could take it literally, being like, "Oh, you got the death card," and then this person, um, passed away. But no, like it doesn't work like that. Also, I don't think in my case I don't read for like what's going on, like what's going to happen, like in a year from now, year and a half. Like I read what's available, and I don't read death, or I don't. I can read. I can see sadness. I can see a health issue or something that is bothering the person or is bothering somehow that they cannot concentrate at the moment, but not what they're planning to do. Especially when we think about people that it's not that some of them it's not like they accidentally died. It's more about a personal choice. So yeah, that's their like there's their personal journey, personal karma, and I think that those readings about life, death is more like if you read for them if they ask you about themselves. But I don't know. I never read on that subject. But I understand why people think like, oh, literally, maybe if it was there, it has something to do with that. That's more like being a psychic or someone that is like channeler that is able to see when it's going to happen. I don't see it. I don't work with that energy either. I also know people that they read for people that have passed away. They channel their messages. They do these readings for them to see why some people decided to take that step, that decision. I don't do that. I don't do that. For me, no. That's going too far. That's going too far. But I understand if there's people that are curious or that maybe they lost a loved one and they want to know or they want some kind of guidance, some message, I don't know. For me, I don't go there. I don't go there. I wish I could take a picture of these tablets, tiny letters, so you could see how I'm struggling reading this. Like I'm really struggling. And also, I mean, on the phone it's very tiny the letters. I mean, I could try to see if I could actually read from there, but also what is bothering me is the light, the lamp that I use as lighting. Um, Once I have I'm going to buy a new ring light, one that actually works, like the one that I used to have when I started the channel. And that one, since it's taller and you can change, like, you know, from where it comes from, this lamp is going straight to my eyes, so I cannot concentrate on the screen. Okay, I want to start with the first question. The first question is about what can we improve of ourselves as fans in order to live a healthier, emotionally independent life. And this question comes from is in regards to the codependency of some fans because of the parasocial dynamics relationships with the idols or the artists, the pick me and stalking behaviors that some fans do display these traits that are very worrying. So yeah, this person wanted to know what they can improve of themselves as fans, or what we can improve ourselves as fans in order to live a healthier, emotionally independent life, more independent life. Hello. So yeah, this is the past, where the situation comes from. This is the present, and this is the future of this matter. And let's see the oracle. Hmm. I mean, the cards are very proactive. So I'm seeing some growth, some advance, but yeah, not for everyone, of course. Only for people that have the enough awareness or have noticed, that some behaviors are not cool, that maybe they are not the ones displaying these traits, but maybe they know of people that are like this. So they're like, how can we improve ourselves as fans to not get into this parasocial relationship and get into this crazy behavior of stalking idols or, pretending that we are important and being entitled and annoying. So yeah, from the past, we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Wands in the present, and we have the Queen of Wands as the future. And from the Oracle, the phrase that it came out, it says, in the near future. In the near future. So I think that maybe something is going to happen in regards to this dynamic. Maybe more fans are going to be willing to have this conversation, or they're going to have some kind of idea, proposition um, to maybe focus more on the issue, a bit of awareness of like, okay, you know, some people have been acting weird in the K-pop scene towards an idol. Like, I think that it probably, unfortunately, it seems like it's a very slow moving process. It's going to be like some changes, but I believe that from the other part, there also has to be some kind of responsibility. And I don't know if from the companies or from the people that are selling these fantasies, if they are willing to accept, okay, maybe fans are doing too much because we enable them. From the past, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, see where this, if we think about, what is going on, that we have reached a level, not all of us, but maybe, from someone that does feel identified with that things have been very toxic lately in some fandoms. Um, the other day that I was also talking about, I don't know if it was awareness among the fans, and it appeared the Ace of Pentacles. And here in the past, we also have the Knight of Pentacles. So see, the problem here is the money, I would say. The money, resources is, oh, look what I have. I have this. So I'm going to invest in whatever I want because I have the resources or I have the money. So this, I'm going to go stubbornly and pay for this or pay for my way to this. I think that this also shows that maybe the crazy behaviors or the stalking behaviors, that usually there's people that sort of blame, young teenagers and are like, oh, because it's the teenagers, I'm sure it's a kid online that is, writing these hateful comments. And actually in here, I do sort of see some maturity among those people that are to blame for that, because I'm sure they don't have emotional stability. They do have the money, so it's easier to buy an experience or to want to buy an idol's time than to expend that money on working on themselves. Also, it's people that probably they own money or they earn money and they don't know what to do with their money. It's like they don't, either they don't value themselves that much, or they don't, like, their priorities are not on spending money on themselves or investing on themselves. Is more like to give it to a hobby, I would say. A hobby that, is not wrong to have a hobby, to be a fan, but when you end up, when you're so fixated, like, oh yeah, I have to go to this concert and I cannot miss this concert and I cannot miss this fan sign and I cannot miss, and you get all agitated and you get all like really feeling very sick because you cannot buy something. It's probably because it's serious. It's a serious matter. So the person is very stubborn also. So maybe people that are problematic, it's really hard to make them change their minds. Or maybe they also have people in their real lives that are like, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your use on these people, on this, but they don't, they will continue spending the money. And this is why the crazy behavior comes from this. In the present, we have the Nine of Wands. So I think that probably, yeah, is a tough moment for K-pop fans trying to find an independence or trying to find a way to be healthier, to have a healthier consumption or even a healthier interaction on the internet with maybe other fans, because it seems like everyone is annoyed. It seems like people are not happy with K-pop. I don't think that it's just about like, oh, I'm angry at my group or I'm angry at an idol. I think that is more, I'm angry at everyone. Like, this is not fun anymore. This is not fun. This is not entertaining. I'm doing this, I'm sustaining this because I don't want to accept that actually I have been wasting my time, or that actually I haven't been feeling entertained for the last, I don't know, 3 years. But there's this also defensiveness of like, I'm going to endure it for my favorites or for the person that I love. There's a lot of loyalty. There's a lot of loyalty. But at the same time, I don't think that it's a healthy loyalty, like I mentioned the other day. With fans' feelings, things can turn into a second. So I wouldn't be able to be like to see, um, like, no, they are so loyal to their group or their favorite. Um, I don't think that it's dead. I think that it can change at any minute. And nowadays, I think that the fans are very angry, are very like frustrated because there's maybe the awareness is slowly kicking in. People are slowly starting to see certain revelations or certain truths coming out that people are a bit still in denial. I'm not going to say like, oh my God, they are taking the signs. No, there's still this stubbornness that is like, I spent all these years, like, we have the 10 of Wands. I always think about the number 10. 10 years. It's been 10 years since I have been in fun, or it's been 10 years since I have been doing this. I'm not going to give up now. But at the same time, I'm not enjoying it. This is not what I want. This is not making me happy. I'm just sustaining this because it's a routine and because I don't want to face reality, probably. That is like, oh, I think I made the wrong investment. I think that it's mostly about money. I like I mentioned the other day, I don't have cards that would show me that there's an emotional involvement here. I think that is more about time, the time you invested and the money you invested. And also it's all about proving someone something. So there's it could be, this very fiery, reactive attitude of fighting others. You can get into a very nasty argument online with someone, and that sort of fuels your pride. If you think that you had won that argument, or if you think that you're doing a great service, arguing with people online, there's this is very chaotic, and they are used to the I have to defend my favorites, or I have to, like, everything is on the exterior. There's not a connection with what is going on with me. Why am I choosing to do this? Why am I so overwhelmed? Why am I like this? What what got me into this? You know, there's a lot of exhaustion also. I would say also a lot of oppression. There's a lot of oppression, so I don't know if maybe also for the fans that are not crazy and that they are sort of, getting to a healthier mindset, and maybe they are taking care of themselves, they're also trying to take distance. It's also very hard to want to enjoy something, because it's like you are never relaxed. Someone is going to spoil it for you, someone is going to create drama, and you are going to hear it. Even if you block everyone around you, you are going to hear about the drama. The algorithm is going to take you to it. So I think that probably also for the fan that is trying to live a healthy, independent life, it's very harsh, because somehow this is so toxic that it affects you. The only way it will not affect you and you will have a healthier life is if you take distance, if you stop consuming. Um, because even if you are doing it on your own and you're like, I'm not part of any fandom, I'm just follow my favorite, drama is going to come into your algorithm. You're going to hear about it, and you probably are going to get annoyed anyways. So, but the future, Queen of Wands, I think that the fans have the potential to be independent, to live a healthier life, to be emotionally independent. Actually, the fans, I believe, some of them are very independent, are very creative people, or are people that somehow have some ability of their own, some ability either to entertain themselves, or to be on social media, or to create something online, or to talk about certain matters, or to, I don't know, even talk about fashion. The fans are very talented and are very creative people. This is why sometimes, it's okay to be a fan, but when you lose this, when you lose the spotlight, or when you are wasting all your potential, like putting money and time on someone else, like you are left behind. You're sort of, you're giving your power away. And in this case, since we have a lot of ones, I'm sure that the fans, when they are in their healthier era, they have the potential to grow and to show up to the world in a very passionate way, because fans are very dedicated and passionate people. It's just that with all this passion and all this fire, there's also the potential of burnout, or there's also the potential of, like, I'm angry. If I don't get what I want when I want it or how I want it, I turn from this, magnificent queen, I turn into this person. I turn into this annoyed person that I have zero awareness. I'm always complaining about others. I'm always talking bad about others, but I don't take responsibility that I am here like this because I decided to be like this. Because your potential is this. Just like I said the other day with the Ace of Pentacles, the fans are the fuel. The fans are the money. The fans are the one that gets the machine done. It's just that maybe you will have to make your pieces about, like, who are you making famous? Where are you watching? At what side of the entertainment are you supporting? I also talked about this initially when we started the channel. When I started the channel, I mentioned this about how our biases represent that part of ourselves that we don't have. That part that maybe we do have some traits of them that we resonate and we're like, I'm kind of similar to my bias in this aspect. But the part of being, successful, talented, admired, all those sides, we don't attribute that to ourselves. But, if you focus more on you, and if you focus on the parts that you think that you're lacking, actually you have the potential to be, I don't want to say like to be a star yourself, but you are a very creative person and you are very charismatic. So if you are a creator somehow, or if thanks to your group or your favorite, you're starting to create something, you started to create something artistically, something academically, just boost that confidence for you. Let, the work or the effort that you put, the passion that you put, come back to you a little bit because you need to focus on you, not go fighting for strangers or supporting causes of strangers that maybe are very far away from your own reality and your own culture or your own neighborhood. Like, focus on you. You have a lot of potential and you're wasting it. But yeah, in the near future, it says that maybe some things are going to start happening, and I think that more fans are going to, go through this process first of being angry at certain idols or artists, but then, understanding that, maybe it's time for me to focus on my self-esteem or to focus on my business or to go back to school, but I need to go back to me. And in this sense, it's not the idols or the artist's fault. Maybe, they were like a sort of escapism for you that maybe, it's not working anymore. It's not that charming anymore. It's not that alluring anymore. So yeah, you have to focus on you. The idol is not going to knock on your door and be like, hello, we want you to be happier, like go back to study. Like, no, that's something that you have to do. Studying is an expensive hobby. Yeah, I'm sure. But yes, probably this year is going to be a year with a lot of novelties, news, um, rumors, scandals. Things are going to happen. And it's going to happen soon. So people have to get ready. Because this is not about, you canceling or not canceling someone that you say that you love. You don't have to get to the extreme. But also it's your responsibility. If you are not having fun or if you feel like you are not in a good environment, you know, take your time. Remove yourself from the situation a bit. Remove the effort. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be you don't have to be at war all the time with people. Like, no, it's not like that. Okay. Then the other question is marriage, being in a relationship, cripples Korean artist stardom. Why? Why marriage, being in a relationship, cripples Korean artist stardom? They come from present, future. The Nine of Wands in the present again. So yeah, definitely from the Korean artist side, they are not happy also with this, with their sentimental status affecting their career or potential career. Yeah, why marriage being in a relationship cripples Korean artist stardom? We have Knight of Wands from the past. This represents where the situation comes from. Knight of Wands, Nine of Wands in the present, and Ten of Pentacles. Money, 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 money. Hmm. And for from the Oracle of the Angels, we have the message of a year from now. So from a year from now, I don't know, maybe there could be some laws, could be some, maybe some rights for people, that something maybe to protect the artists, the Korean artists from, these defamations or from these, cancellation. There could be, a year from now, there could be changes in that aspect. It's very interesting because when I read for fans, I have the pentacles, I have the wands, a lot of fire inside, a lot of passion. I'm so passionate for my oppa. I'm so passionate for my um, favorite. But the artists are also very quick and passionate to get the fans' attention. And in this, I'm not going to say like, oh, it's the artist. I think that is the entertainment or how fast they become famous, maybe. Not all of them, but definitely we have the Knight of Wands in here. So is this where the situation comes from? And and when I see marriage, dating, I don't think that people are I don't think that people are annoyed at, maybe the idols having a love life and marrying. I think that is, when I see this, I'm thinking about sex. I think that the issue here is that, probably the artists have sexual needs and they are hot-blooded people, like, just like we all are. Especially if we are very young and we feel really good about ourselves and we are like so energetic. We are in our 20s, and we feel so, we are hot for someone, we have the feelings for some, I don't see feelings, honestly. But I see a lot of one night stands, honestly. Like there's something here that I think that there's a lot of impulsiveness from the artists that, yeah, maybe some of them do end up getting married, but maybe some of them is more like, I want to have sex and I want to go out and meet someone because I have needs. I want to go out and be wild like people of my age. And oh my God, you caught me. But this is something that they cannot help. They have needs. They are not robots. They are hot-blooded people, or maybe they have, I don't know. I'm from Latin America. We are very passionate people. We are very spontaneous about how we feel. We are more romantic, more on the romantic side. But from what I see here, probably, there could be some Korean artists or some Korean famous people, not only artists, it could be like even influencers, that they do sort of sneak out at night. They escape. They run away to see someone. To even if maybe they are in a relationship, they have the archetype of the runner, like this very spontaneous energy of like, oh, I want to go and see you. I cannot hold it in. I want to go and see you now. So it's not like about, I would say it's more about their sexual needs or their needs to be in contact with someone physically more than, oh, I want to see the love of my life. No, it's more like I want to be adventurous. I want to take a risk. I want to go and see you. And actually, this is very exciting for them. This whole thing of like going out without getting caught. And of course, this is not for everyone. I'm not trying to generalize. This is like the player kind of energy. I'm getting the kind of artists that are more like the player, the one that has that each they have that fire that they're like, I want to go out and you can stop me. I don't care what people say, and if they see me, then later, I'm going to act like I'm innocent. Like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. No, no, I don't. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. My fans are my girlfriends. But there's something about them being young and lustful that they, they come from this. I mean, I think that probably and there's like a backlash because actually this is very human. This is very human. We all do it, or we all have done it at some point in our lives. It's just that we don't have someone that is restricting our image and be like, no, you cannot go like this, you cannot. It's like they don't have the freedom to do this. They don't have the freedom to go out or to do what they want to do without getting caught. So this is also a way of life that is very exciting. It's very risky at the same time, and also the Knight of Wands is also is giving me the artist also plays this sexual, um, sexy or magnetic interactions with fans as well. There's this lust for like, I want my fans to love me. I want my fans to love me. So the more invested I seem in them or in mentioning my fans and thinking about my fans, oh, I'm doing this for my fans. For them it's also very addictive to be wanted by an audience. This is why there's this, for me, the Knight of Wands is like, you're going to get caught at some time because you are very wild. You want everything. You want everything. You want the girlfriend, the boyfriend, and you also want, the love of the fans. And it's like there's going to be a fight for you at some point. Some people are going to start asking you about your love life, about what you do in your private moments. You will not be able to get away with this for so long. At some point you're going to have to say, yeah, I have sex every once in a while. Not all the time because I can't. I'm not allowed. But every now and then I do have some. But there is not just about the fans. The artist also, it gets addicted right away to this, like, oh, love me, please, like, don't stop loving me. Like, I swear I will not get into more scandals, but don't take your love away from me. So yeah, it's giving me player. Yeah. The present of the situation, yeah, just like I said about the fans, this feeling of oppression, this feeling of like, I'm tired of sustaining this. I'm feeling like I'm living at the edge. Actually, I cannot deal with this anymore. It feels like a lot. It feels like a lot. It feels like, it's draining my energy. They're also very frustrated with this. They're also very angry at this. So this is why, when the oracle says a year from now, maybe there could be, I see more, because I see the Knight of Wands, so I'm like, I see more masculine energy. So, maybe the scandals, like like maybe the men in the situation. I don't see much feminine energy here. I don't feel it, more like seeing it. But probably the ones that are the most outspoken of the artists are going to start to speak up against this. And they're like, you know, we are tired. We are tired of sustaining this. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of having to hide. I'm tired of having to give, you know, excuses. I'm tired of also having to run away, hiding my true nature or hiding my true feelings for someone that I like. I met someone and I like this person. So what is it? What about it? You know, so probably you will see a lot of, if there's like this sort of, you know, intent to, like someone mentioned, cripple or destroy someone's career, there's going to be some artists that are going to fight back. They are going to present themselves, and they're going to present themselves as victims of the situation. Like, what do you expect me to do? Like, I'm almost 30. I am this age. I have been working in the industry for so many years, and I am a person. I have feelings, of course. Yes, I'm dating. So yeah, they are also like they're also very tired. They are very tired, very angry. They also don't have another way out. Probably some of them will apologize, even if they say something controversial, because there's a bit of annoyance. So they could actually say something like to have an attitude about it, like, what do you expect me to do? Yeah, this happened. Or probably they are just tired because they don't want to apologize, but they have to. They have to. It's like I mentioned, like the 10 years with the 10 of ones. But for me, it's like, look, all the years that you spent in this career, in this field, look, you know, how much we had invested in you. You are not going to throw this away. So, you know, just stand there, be silent, because there's a lot of money, honestly. The risk is very high in their standards, you know, in the standards of what matters to them in that industry. What they could lose is basically, I could, you know, with this 10 of pentacles, I even can see them, you know, being homeless even. They can even lose their homes if they have one. The future, I think that they will leave everything to the company. Also, the Ten of Pentacles is giving me, like, you know, the company is always going to, like, a good one, of course, not an average one. The average company is going to leave everything to the idol, like, go and defend yourself, like, go and do the statement yourself, go show up on your own. But yeah, I see for the probably the ones that are lucky and they have like a very stable and a good and a very healthy, a very wealthy, you know, company. The company will pay someone or will try to fix it financially for them. So yeah, at the end, the one that sort of fixes things is the company. And the ones that just fail is the ones that don't have a very stable backup from the company. Like, the company is not supporting them, or the company is broke, and it's like, go and apologize yourself, because we don't have the resources. But yeah, it's all about money at the end, guys. It's all about the company. Also is very aware. They know who to invest and who to go out to save and who not. There are probably there are certain people that they are like, you know, that one is not worth it, so we don't say anything or we don't act right away. But when it's someone that represents the, or is the face of the company, they go, like, you know, right away. But yeah, also it's about, you know, status, and also about, like, what is people going to say of them and the group, and if it's going to affect the group, you know. So it's like for a bigger purpose. It's not so much for, you know, how it's going to affect the person of the scandal, or if they are dating someone, their significant other. They don't care about the people involved. It's more about how it's going to affect either a project a production, or a company, or a group. That's all that I care about. How is this going to impact in our numbers? It's all about money. It's not about, the artist in question. It's like you can date whatever. They always say the same thing. You can date whatever. You can date whoever. We don't judge you. You can date, but you cannot get caught. But yeah, maybe something will change a year from now. So let's wait. If I'm still around, let's wait and see if something is indeed going to change a year from now. Yeah, they're like any of us. Yeah. It's just that probably they do have like this hookup culture is bigger than we think, or it's more frequent than we think. The Knight of Wands is giving me player, is giving me player. This is not someone that is in a relationship. This is someone that they have different people. But yeah, it's them being young and human. Yeah. Yeah. And for the last topic, yeah, so that what you mentioned as a recommendation, to talk a bit more in depth about the death card, to talk about the death card, the meaning, the significance of the cards, especially when it comes to, I had discussed this with you that there's some already started for people that then eventually they passed away and they got the death card or the death card appeared in the spread of the card. And if there's something that we can do when we see it, or if there's like a way to interpret this. Honestly, I don't read for health nor death, nor I don't like those subjects. My readings are not predictions. I just say what I see in that reading. I don't control what I see. Sometimes I say things that then later I'm like, oh wow, that sort of came, it was like a message that I got. Probably has nothing to do with the cards that were on the table or they were in the spread. It can be part of my intuition. But about the death card, at least from what I know, and I think that the death card has always been portrayed negatively, always. And it took a very long time and a new generation of tarot readers to actually get rid a bit of the stigma that is around the death card. The death card doesn't mean literal death. It doesn't mean literal death. I don't read it like this. I don't feel it like this. Also, I don't do long predictions. Like mostly, I see 6 months, or I see if it's like an annual, like sort of a year reading. I see the year cut in half, like 6 months, another 6 months, but I don't go that long. I don't see it like this. I don't see it that long because also it's not that the future is written. There's possibilities. There's, maybe some energies, there's some situations that are maybe running around energetically in the spread. and that's what I get. That's what I pick. Like I'm like, this is important. This is. My attention is drawn to this. Like, why? What is this? What is this? In the sense of hiatus or certain, health conditions. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I do see some maybe some confusion mentally, some very deep sadness, but I don't see, the outcome. I don't see what they're going to do with that, what is in their mind, if they're thinking about it. For me, the death card, because death is part of life, of course, but it's a very delicate subject. I know there's people that from the old school that they used to predict these things. For me, I don't go there. I don't like it. I don't think that it means literally this. No. Um, for me, it's transformation. Definitely, some things are ending in that person's life. Some things are um, changing. Some things are about to end, and there's a new beginning. There's a new start. And maybe, yeah, it's like some kind of detox, when there's some endings, there's some goodbyes. It can be uncomfortable for the person, to go through, to get this card. It can feel like, oh my God, like everything is changing. I don't know if I like my new life, or I don't know if I'm ready to face the changes, the transformation that this card invites us. This card is a card that definitely it's a very strong energy that somehow is like, how you've been doing things, no more. So it's a very humble lesson, I would say. Generally, people that have a lot of ego, or that they think that they have certain control over things or situations, they don't like it when they get the death card. They usually don't like it. They are like, oh, what is this? What does this mean? And it means that, some things have to go. Some things you have to let go of things or people, or, in situations, interactions with people. You cannot keep doing things the same. Life is like telling you, you have to start over. You have to rebuild yourself. You have to be reborn. You have to transform yourself. You cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result. You cannot do it. So definitely there's an element of fear in the death card. There's the people fear. Like when you tell them, the cards are like telling you that probably, this year is a year of a lot of transformation. And the transformation is not a calm one. It's not a relaxing one. Probably it's going to be very chaotic. Probably there's going to disappear a lot of people of your life. You're going to have maybe some losses. It could be personal. It could be you're losing friendships. It could be you losing a part of yourself. It can be, pretty shocking. But the death card is like you cannot keep doing things the same. You are not going to be the same person after you go through this transformation. When you get to the death card, it sort of confronts you with how you have been living your life, and that some things have to go. So the more you get attached to this, the more you get attached to this, the more you're going to suffer. The more you're going to suffer. And suffering is optional. You can do this transition without this being so dramatic, without this being like, oh, why me? Why me? Like, but yeah, you're going to have to do a very strong detox of whatever is going on in your life, because the death card is like, you're not going to come with the same BS and expect to have the same year. No, this year, no. This year you're going to have to confront yourself. There's going to be a change, but it's not going to be pleasant. It's not the same as going through a change, than going through a transformation, because you have to leave a lot of things behind in order to go through this transformation, in order to reverse. So this is why sometimes people fear the death card, because it confronts you. It's scary. It's very scary. It's very scary, especially when you probably think like, oh, things have been good. Things have been good. And all of a sudden you have the death card, and the death card is like, some things are going to change. It can come from you or it can come from the exterior. It's going to happen anyways. So prepare yourself. Prepare your flexibility, prepare your adaptability, prepare your mindset, because it's going to be heavy. So what's the difference between the Hangman and the Death card? The Hangman is a pause. The Hangman is a stop. The Hangman is a stop. It's the Death card. You're not going to stop. It's not like you're going to have a moment where you're going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to reflect on this that is happening to me. And then I'm going to go through a change. And then, I'm going to start all anew. No, the Hangman is more like you need to stop in order to see something. It's a very uncomfortable situation of you having to stop. But the Hangman doesn't necessarily, actually the Hangman is more like, it's more uncomfortable, because you have to learn something from the Hangman, but at the end, it doesn't tell you if you're going to get what you want. Probably what you have to see or what you have to acknowledge is not going to be, it's going to be very eye-opening, but it's not something that is going to change your life entirely. It's something that you need to know. It's a hold in the is like, when especially when I see people that are going through some kind of crisis or they're going through some kind of problem, and there comes the what guys and it comes the Hangman. The Hangman, and if you are a very active person that maybe you have a problem and you're like, I want to resolve this right now. If you get the Hangman is like, no, you have to stop. You cannot do anything about it. You have to stop and let the situation happen. Sort of be a witness of your own situation, because you are tied. You are tied up. You are upside down. You also are not in the right mind to make the correct decision. Or maybe, from the external side, you also are not allowed to make a decision. For example, if we think about famous people that maybe they have the urge of like, okay, I want to speak my truth, or I want to tell my side of the story. And the Hangman is like, you have to stay silent. You have to stay the way you are. Don't move a finger. It's not the moment to be a hero. It's not the moment to be a heroine. Don't go out there and be like, oh, because I'm going to tell you my side of the story. Remain quiet, silent, unless the cards next to that sort of talk about like, okay, now after a period of you feeling very uncomfortable and like you cannot do anything, now you can advance later. Wait a bit and then you're going to come back. But it also, it depends a lot with the cards that you have beside that card, these very powerful cards. A spread is not read only based on one card. Is the energy of the whole spread, of course, because it's not This is why the cards, we don't take them literally because we don't know what is surrounding the cards. The cards, yeah, the major arcana, definitely you have to pay attention. But the death card is like, for me, the death card unfortunately has a bad reputation because I've seen people that they don't know how to read tarot or they don't know how to read the cards and they see the death card and you see it in movies. When there's a horror movie or there's like tarot involved, what card are they going to pull to scare the audience? The death card. Because literally it says here. But in reality, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. I'm sure there's people that are able to read. For me, maybe a psychic or maybe someone that channels information differently. I don't go there. I don't go there. I had people that they wanted to know about someone that passed away. They wanted me to read on that. They wanted me to read about, the health of someone that is, going through, a very harsh sickness. They want to know when it's going to happen. And I'm like, no, no, I will not go there with my cards. No, no, no. It's a very heavy subject. It's a very heavy subject. And I think that there's no way for you to avoid certain things, especially if we think about, some people that they have made the decision at some point. We have to, and when I say we have to know them very well, but no, because even the people around them, their closest circle and family, I'm sure until this day, they all wonder what happened. Besides, what we know that it could be, like, oh, why they made the decision, or maybe they had this issue, maybe they had this other issue, oh, about this. When it comes to those sudden people passing, even the people around them, they have no idea. What did they miss? Did they miss the signs? Did they miss something? So for me, it's a very sacred, just like health. Health issues at the same time. If you want to know about health, please go see a doctor. Like, I don't play with people's health. And I had people that, of course, because they don't know, initially they don't know what to ask. They are like, I want to ask you for the health of this and this and this. And I can try. But if there's a pathology if there's a disease, or if you want to, like, this is very common for us tarot readers. Someone that wants to ask if they're pregnant. Like, why are you asking me if you're pregnant? Go get a pregnancy test. Like, no, but I don't know. I know that there's people that read about anything. So in this sense, I don't know, how they do it or what, if it's accurate or not. I don't go there. No. And if I seen something near, I don't think I never seen something about an idol or an artist. It doesn't matter if the death card was in a spread, because it was very far away, like a year before they made the decision, a year and a half. So, and it wasn't, in one of them it was a personal reading, but in the other one it was more like the dynamic with the other person, that the death card is like, an ending, like the relationship was not going to come back, or they were not going to have contact again. So the death card was like, no more. But yeah, it's a card that it has a lot of stigma, but also For me, the death card, it's such a powerful card because there's people that they are waiting for a transformation in their lives. They are waiting for so long a change in their lives, for the better or for the worse, but they want to start over. So when they see the death card, it's like, this fresh air, like, it's like this strong force. When I see the death card, for me, because it's a scorpionic card, it's a Scorpio card, it's a very plutonic card. It's all about reverse transformation. You want the change, you want a brand new beginning, you have to transform yourself, go through the darkness of your soul, go through some challenges, and if you come out of that, standing, you're ready. But it's not easy to go through the death card. It's not easy. You have to get rid of a lot of things. But it's a card that warns you. It's a warning. Like, things cannot continue the way you have been doing them. So and this card just rule over the destroyer, the archetype of the destroyer. This is very much like a volcano, like the energy of the death card. Destroyer. It destroys everything. For a brand new beginning, we have to destroy the old ones. It cannot be the same. It's not going to be the same. This is why people are so scared of the death card, because they're like, oh no, I have to change. My God. Okay, for the personality readings, I have like three actors and actresses, three actors and actresses. No, I have an actor and an actress, and I have two members of boy groups. But yeah, four people. Yeah. So I'm planning on ending this live stream very, very soon because I don't have much people. And also I will let you know, guys, if I will do the live stream this Saturday, because I believe that if it doesn't rain, because there could be a possibility that it's going to rain, they're going to come in and they're going to be working, so I will not be able to do the live stream. I want to see if I can write down the name. Just that the other day, I was so angry at this keyboard. Okay. 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 I want to start with the actor Seo Kan Hoon, his archetypes. Tarot. Talking about the Handman. We are the Handman for him. Okay. His archetypes, we have the card of Wounded Child. We have a Shapeshifter. And we have the Destroyer. And from the Tarot, we have the Handman. Second June. I didn't check his birthday nor his how old he is, but a very interesting energy, I would say, very intense, first of all. Because yeah, starting with child wounded, like the archetype of the wounded child, definitely he is probably someone that he has become sort of also this shapeshifter because maybe, initially his life, as a child or very early in his childhood, he had some challenging experiences, some challenging moments. So I think that he's still in this process where he has to heal this wounded child, and probably all the experiences that he's going to accumulate through the years are going to try to get him closer to be able to heal this. And also it could be that he's going to he's going to also maybe attract people that are also wounded, or that people that are in need, or people that have gone through very traumatic situations. So him also being the sort of saver of them. Um, for me, I think that because he has this wounded child archetype in him, probably he's really good at empathizing about, with the with the underdog, with the person that has struggled a lot. I don't know, maybe also maybe his roles are also very deep, or there's something about him maybe connecting very much with a character that has gone through a lot of things, a lot of challenges. Um, I think that he knows of pain. He knows of loneliness, also maybe feeling like he didn't have, someone that he could rely on. So, there's something about him becoming this, because he knows what it's like to not have that. So him becoming like an older brother, a protector of other potential wooden children. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I don't know why this mic does this because actually, like it, I touched the ball, the thing again, and it. I mean, if it turned off, it shouldn't be able to turn off again, turn on again. But I don't have the other one either. So yeah, it's going to be this one. Please let me know if this is working like this. If it goes off again, I don't have another one. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying that for me, because it's very interesting that he's an actor because he has like the archetype of the chameleon. So definitely he's a very skillful person. He knows how to, have different roles. He knows also how to deal with people. There's a bit of distrustfulness in him. And also, it's very interesting because for me, since I see the destroyer, he could have some anger issues. He could have some, especially when it comes to asking for help or receiving help from others. He could actually get very, get very on the defensive if someone tries to help him or if someone is too nice to him. There's a sense of him like why are you being so nice to me? Like why are you being so nice to me? Like, are you implying that I cannot take care of myself because I know how to take care of myself? I'm a very, I think that he could actually he could sabotage actually having very good people around him. Or maybe, when you meet people that are really like rescuers or they really want to help you out. I think that the destroyer is someone that they can get burned in their process of trying to destroy potential attacks. I think that he's still sort of in attack mode or maybe on the defensive about some people's good intentions. It's like what are you trying to do with me? Why are you offering me this? Being very like you know distrustful about like why are you being so nice to me? Like are you do you think that I cannot do this on my own? The destroyer, it's a bit complicated, and also when we think that we have the wounded child, he definitely is part of his personality, I would say, and he will probably go through his whole life trying to heal this or maybe trying to resonate with people that have gone through this, but maybe it's going to take a while for him to heal from this because maybe when he meets someone that actually is very nice or is very giving or is trying to rescue him, he's like, I don't need you to rescue me, I rescue myself, like I can do this, and also him also probably having a fear of intimacy a bit. The destroyer is giving me that he could actually potentially meet very nice people. It doesn't have to be romantic, it can be friends, and him actually getting a bit annoyed or him actually like having discussions with people or just having this anger outburst that you're like where did this come from? I was just trying to help you, to assist you, and him being like, I don't need anyone to assist me or help me, I can do this, I can deal with this on my own. Also the shapeshifter, the good thing is that since he is an actor, he has a very vast and rich range of characters and personalities to play. So, he can play someone very tough and then, a few months from now, he can play someone that is very sweet and positive and cute. He has different masks, I would say, and he hides between these masks. Um, I think that he also, with the shapeshifter, it could be also really hard to actually get to know him, or to know who he really is inside. And actually, maybe, from what I see here, he could still be acting from a place of vulnerability or from a place of this wounded child not being able to heal yet. I think that this wounded child is going to need therapy, but probably, he has to play the role of someone that went through a lot of, injustices, or someone that really had a very tough past. He's going to do very well doing this. But he's a bit contradictory. I think that he can have this sort of attitude, that that he's very much on the defensive, and also, probably he wants to start over in his life. He definitely wants to start over in his life with the archetype of the destroyer. There's something about him, wanting to, wanting a new beginning, and wanting to burn everything to ashes, and maybe, being someone different. Maybe he will try so many times in his life to rebuild himself, or to start over, or to be like, okay, now I'm a different person. I'm a shapeshifter. I can change. Maybe this is why he's an actor, because he can change. He can change roles. So it seems like he's a different person. But inside, there's a wounded child that the wounded child, it doesn't have to be that traumatic. Actually, it doesn't mean that it has to be like, oh, something really harsh happened to him. A wounded child can be a person that they didn't get the attention that they needed when they needed it. If he was a very sensitive boy, and maybe his family, the two parents were working all the time, he didn't see them that much, or, he didn't have, the same upbringing, or he had to move a lot, so there's a lack of something, but it doesn't have to be, I think that it's not about like, oh, this traumatic event happened to him. I think that probably it also has to do with, he has a very intense energy. So I think that whatever happened, it definitely marked him internally, like in his psyche or in his emotional self. But probably because he's a very sensitive person. So, maybe a sudden change, like him having to move, I don't know if his parents are divorced, like something changed drastically, and it happened very fast, very abruptly. He didn't have the tools or the ability to adapt. This is why when he is now a very an adult, we have the shapeshifter. He's sort of trying to find and accommodate himself as an adult, and trying to find resources so he can be much more changeable, so he can be much more adaptable, because maybe, when he was a child, he was very vulnerable in that sense to the possibility of change. Changes scare him, and now, with this, of him having this profession that, one day you're okay, one day you're the best, and then the other day you don't know, and you have to change and you have to adapt. He's sort of learning to be more brave, But, I think that he will have to deal with this work of himself, because he has the handman. So I don't know about his career or what he's doing, but it seems like, the handman is like, you still have a lot of things to figure out. Probably there could be a bit of halt, or a pause in his activities, or maybe a bit of delay, or maybe in his personal life, or maybe, some things that he thought that he was going to get, or maybe new propositions. Probably this year is going to feel very stagnant, like, things were going well, and all of a sudden, I have to wait, I have to see them wait, I have to see them reflect, like, I don't know what's going on, I don't feel comfortable. But, the cards are like, things are happening for a reason, so, just don't fight it. Don't fight it. Just, try to learn from this as you can, because it's not up to him. Probably there's like bigger reasons why maybe some projects are going to get stuck. I want to rush this, so my mic doesn't. Next week I will have the usual one, guys. So don't worry. Um, okay, personality reading for Sunho. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Sunho or Sungo. Sunho, I guess it's Sunho from Boy Next Door. Yeah, he's nice. He's a nice guy. Very. He got the card of the thief, stealer. So he's going to steal everyone's heart. So I'm sure that he's very charming. We have the archetype of the poet. So yeah, very romantic as well. Very romantic, imaginative. He's very young also, very a bit naive, I would say. But he's so for the entertainment. He's so for the parasocial relationship. He's great. And we have the archetype of victim. So, and we have the sun card. So, yeah, very childish. I would say very childlike, not childish, but I'm sure he's very young. Because it's like his energy feels like it comes and goes. He's very flirtatious, or he's an entertainer. He has the possibility to shine, definitely. He gets your attention, definitely. Um, yeah, I think that he's still, with the thief, the stealer archetype. He's very mischievous, or he's just someone that is very eager to learn. So there's something about him, stealing other people's hearts. Maybe he can also steal some people's attention, in the sense that if he's not your bias, maybe him trying to, steal the bias of others. And in this case, it's not a steal literally. It's more like I'm going to act extra cute so you guys can look at me and look what I'm doing, because he loves to surprise people. He's very playful, like this, very playful, very playful. Um, he's like, in this sense, he's like, like the fans are no one's possession, like in the sense that, I can make someone, be my fan, like, yeah, maybe you are their bias, but they can change their mind and become my bias as well. So he's so cute in that sense. But yeah, in the sense of the poets, I don't know if these guys of Boy Next Door, if they have like some people in the team that they write, or they create their own music, or maybe they are encouraged to write. But with the poet, he's so sentimental. He's so connected to his feelings, to how he feels. Maybe he loves to write as well. So very skillful, very skillful. He's really good with words. He's very charming, very charming. Yeah, yeah. I can definitely see him just, being very alluring to some. Very intelligent, very skillful in getting people's attentions. He's very nice. He's very nice, very nice. I like him. He feels very innocent yet. I don't think that this is like a proper personality. I think that he's playing with characters also. The thief, the stealer archetype is giving me that he probably copies a bit, or takes a bit of a lot of people that he admires. Maybe he has also, his he admires certain artists, and he's like, I'm going to become a bit of this, and I'm going to be like this person, and I'm going to act like this person, and then I'm going to steal this from my member. and that sort of constitutes his personality at the moment. He's very um, he's very original like this, or he's very curious like this. I think that he moves, his energy feels like it moves around a lot, moves around a lot. He still doesn't have like this um, strong personality. I think that he's trying to get inspiration as he go through this experience. And also with the poet, he's probably reading a lot, or he's like writing a lot his feelings. So he's trying to communicate with inspiration. He's maybe thinking a lot about like, oh, I have to write about this, or maybe be surrounded by people that are songwriters themselves, or that they tend to have like a journal. So yeah. Then with the victim, with the victim archetype. See, this is why I'm like, he's very young, he's very impressionable. I would say that he gets impressed very fast. He gets disappointed fast also with people. Maybe, I don't know his character. I haven't seen him, or the way he interacts with others. But maybe he can go through these mood swings where, one day he feels appreciated, and then the next day he sort of feels like, oh, you guys are against me, or you are playing. Yeah, he tends to have a bit of victim mentality, and with this, I think that it's more like he gets offended very quickly. He gets offended very quickly because I think that he's very young. So there's something about him being very sensitive. And sometimes if he has disagreements with people, it's not that they did something, specific to him. It's more how he takes this. He still doesn't have the maturity to take criticism well, or maybe to take a feedback that is can be a bit harsh or a bit rational. It seems like he's very sensitive. So, with victim, he can actually, yeah, get into this, especially when things don't go the way he wants to, he can get into this, oh my, like, no, it's always me, or him wanting to be babied, he wanting to be treated like a baby, like, please, like, understand me, like, he's very sweet. And also, when we have the sun card, in the sun card we have the child in the card. So yeah, there's something very sweet about him. A bit naive, I would say. He tries to bring positivity to the group, and also he shows himself the way he is. So he's not a problematic member. He's not that complex. It's not really hard to get to know him, actually. He sort of is the way. He's a very simple guy. He has a lot of charisma. He probably is very handsome, but it seems like his personality is very optimistic. It's very nice. It's just that with the stealer or the thief card, there's something about him, sort of elaborating different characters in his performance, or maybe when he's, if he has a concept to do in NMB or in the combat. He changes, he adapts, he takes inspiration of different sources. So it seems like he also changes all the time. It depends on who inspires him that day. But inside, the guy is actually very positive. He's very warm. He's a very warm person, very positive, a bit childish, but very sweet guy. Very sweet guy. Okay. I'm going to continue with kickflip Kiehun. Kickflip Kiehun, personality reading. Kickflip Kiehun. Mm. Lot of energy in this man also. Probably he's also very young because I feel him like going around like very, very chaotic, but also very entertaining. Um, very like I wonder if he's like the dancer or something like this because it feels like he's always on the run. He's always running, going places. Very passionate. Key flip Kiehon. We start with the Fool, the card of the Fool. We have the card of Alchemist. Yeah, it's a group. Keep flip from JYP, I believe. And we have a magical child. Magical child. So yeah, a child that is actually very, very optimistic. Knight of Wands for him. Mm, yeah. Yeah, definitely he's like the fool, he's like the buffon. For me, it's like the buffon, like someone that probably he likes to make people laugh, or he plays jokes, or he plays pranks on people to make them laugh or to make them feel entertained. He has a lot of self sense of humor, I would say. Also someone that probably wants to um, also make people feel things. He probably doesn't. He's a very active person. I think that this guy is very active. There's something about him not being standing still. He probably is very talkative, or he moves around a lot, or he plays pranks, or he's just very creative like this, or he's like a sort of actor. He plays different characters, different voices. Maybe he's really good at remembering certain people's traits and mimic them. He's very entertaining, very entertaining, definitely. With the alchemist, I think that he is he's a very special guy. I think that if you see him side of his personality, you're like, oh, he's a fool, or he's like I don't know, he's the one that makes jokes, or the funny guy in the group, because there's always one that is like the funny guy, or the one that is in charge of, building this sort of, chemistry, or this comedy, I don't know. But he's actually very skillful. With the alchemist, I think that he's a very key, very essential member in the group. I don't know if it's because he has the ability to transform the dynamic, but he's very special. I would say that also with magical child is giving me magic. It's giving me that he has the ability to transform a situation, like when he's immersed in the group's dynamic, or when he's surrounded by his people. There's something about him changing the mood of the group constantly. And he's thinking about this, about the dynamic of the group. It's like he wants to introduce change, or he wants to keep the dynamic being very up, and being very entertaining, or being very impactful. He's very resourceful in that sense. He's also very passionate. I think that I don't know if he has responsibilities in the group, if he's in charge of something, but it seems it seems like he's very he's just very intelligent, and he has great ideas. I don't know, I'm sure that there's some CEO or someone that is sort of taking advantage of the mind of his, because he's very good at changing the atmosphere in the group. um, he is the one with the crazy ideas, I would say, but he's very powerful. He's very intelligent also. He's very intelligent. But I think that is because he's so confident. When we have the magical child, this is the magical child is someone that definitely they always had, they had the possibility of being very loved, very appreciated by their parents or their families. They always were made to feel special. So there's like this faith. He has this faith in that everything will work out at the end. He's very optimistic, or he knows about his potential. He can see potential. He can see other people's potential as well. He has like a very strong sense of self, and he trusts in himself very much and in his intuition very much. He probably is like, I know every time I put my mind just into something, I know I'm going to make it because I was born to make it. He was born into feeling special. This is why he has the magical child. There's something about like, I know that dreams come true. I know that if I put the effort here, if I put the influence here, I can make things happen. So he has a very loving system of support. I would say maybe his family, or maybe the people around him really make him feel special, so he's able to shine because of this. Definitely, I can see it like this. I can see it. He's very, very optimistic. And he's not like a negative person. He's very trusting. He's very trusting. But also, with the full card, I think that, I don't know. Now I want to see if he does play the role of the prankster of the group, or the one that has to make everyone laugh. I think that this is not who he is, or if he was given this role, it's not really good for him. I think that he has the potential of being like having a much more important role, especially because I have the alchemist here, and I'm like, this guy is very skillful. He's very intelligent. He is a creator, and probably the other members follow him. But I don't know who gave him this role of like having to be like this, maybe a bit silly or a bit goofy. Mm. But yeah, with the Knight of Wands, he's also very ambitious. He's a very, driven person. He's a doer. He's also someone that he has a lot of energy. This is why I'm asking, like, if he is like, I don't know, maybe the group is all very strong when it comes to performances, or maybe the concept of the group is very masculine, or is very charged with a lot of energy. But it seems like he embodies this energy of like, okay, yeah, I'm always ready. I'm always rehearsing, I'm always doing a lot of things, exercising probably. He's very intense. He's always on the run. He's very hyperactive, I would say. And he's a very ambitious guy. So he's not the type of idol, or maybe when he was a trainee, this is not a kind of person that you would just let him sit in a corner. You have to get him to do things, to experience things in action. This is not someone that you're going to make him sit and think like, oh, let's come up with ideas. Let's think. No, he's a doer. He's like, let him go to the field. Let him go and get exercise. Let him go and learn very difficult and challenging routines, because he has all this adrenaline inside of him. He's also very young. So yeah, I wonder if he's like the leader, probably. Because the other day I remember one girl got this card, and I was like, who is she? Is she like a main dancer, like a rapper? And it turned out that she was the leader of the group. Well, I don't know this actress, but yeah, her name is Cho Yun. Cho Yi-hyun. Cho Yi-hyun. Her personality. A lot of child today. A lot of children. A lot of archetype of children. So yeah, it's good that they are very connected with their inner child, but it seems like, every time the archetype of a child comes up, it's because um, they still have some work to do with their inner child. This is why it's so present, whether it's very positive or it's like a child that needs more attention, like the part of yourself that needs more attention. But in this archetype, the archetype of the child in you is being present because it has information for you. Okay, for this actress, for Cho Yi Hyun. Ah, okay. Good night, Yashoda. Thank you for being here. Bye. Yeah, for Cho Yi Hyun, we have Divine Child. Divine Child. We have Mother, the archetype of Mother. We have Beggar, and we have the Three of Cups. So yeah, definitely. I think that she's very pure. There's something with the divine child that also she's so pure. She's so blessed. Also, divine child is someone that also is very. I don't know if maybe her parents really wanted to have her, or really were looking forward to her, entering their lives and being born. But she's really divine in that sense. Like I get a lot of shining, she shines so much, or she's so precious to his family. So there's something about her sort of being connected very strongly with God or with the God. um, that it's like it seems like whenever she enters a room, it seems like she is like a sent from God. I don't know if people are like praise her and they are like, oh, because you were sent by God, or you are God sent, or you are blessed by God, something like this. Maybe her family are religious or something like this, but she seems to be like a gift, like a manifestation of God. This is why we have the divine child, and she's very, there's something about her aura also being very luminous, and she shines wherever she goes. She shines, or she's very special. Maybe she's very optimistic, or she's very sweet. She's very nice, a bit innocent, I would say, but it's because she's used to. She maybe is has been brought up in an environment of people that really took good care of her. And also with divine child, that I mentioned God a lot of times. Maybe they are also very strong believers or very religious people, so they try to do, good deeds. Maybe they are very much involved in helping others. So she sort of was nurtured by this. But divine child is like she's like a gift for her parents. And I think that this is how she enters life. And maybe also if you think if she's an actress, there's something about her, just you know being precious in that sense, being important, or just probably just also being a good influence for others, because she really feels like, like she is, like her purpose in this life is very important. So it's not like she's going to get, that desperate. I think that she could struggle a bit, because I sort of do see it here with Beggar, that maybe initially her archetype of divine child enters, connections, or enters the work environment with a lot of hope, with a lot of good wishes, with her being like, okay, I will do my best, and I will, and I'm sure that I'm going to do amazing, and maybe things are going to take a bit longer for her. But also she has the archetype of mother, so again, this is a person with the archetype of mother, that she probably is also, she has good values, or she's used to helping others. So I can also see her becoming like this mother of other people, even if she's like the youngest. There's this mother archetype in her, that she wants to take care of others, or she wants to make sure that everyone is okay. So there's this strong feeling of her, just wanting to provide for others, or take care of others, or just make sure that nothing is missing. And I think that she is, maybe also at some point she wants to be a mother as well, with this archetype. But yeah, with the beggar, I think that maybe in this, if she is in the entertainment business, there's a feeling with the beggar that maybe people don't appreciate what she does, or how she is, or how she shines, or how confident she is. With the mother archetype, she probably wants to help others or assist others, and maybe she's very young, people can be condescending towards her, being like, why are you so helpful, or why are you always insisting of taking care of others? We didn't ask for your help. And the beggar archetype is giving me that sometimes maybe she's been she feels a bit inadequate. She feels a bit um like um like I do this for others, but they don't appreciate me, or they make me feel like I'm being too much, or that I'm doing too much, and actually I'm just trying to help others, or being there for others, or assist others, because this is the way I was raised, or these are my values, or this is how I am very overprotective of my people, and of my friends and my community, and I'm very used to get involved into helping others, or just if I have something that I can share with you, I can it could be food, it could be water, it could be clothes. She's very giving, but somehow maybe she can be a bit ridiculed because of this, with the beggar, people being like, you are doing too much, we don't feel pity for you, like you are doing too much. You maybe like them thinking like, oh, she's too nice, or she wants to get everyone to like her, but we don't buy it. It seems like she's like an angel, or she's a very a good person, very helpful, or maybe very devoted to be of service, and people just take it the wrong way, because they are like, no, you do this because you want attention. So somehow, in this period in her life, there could be a moment where she feels like they don't appreciate her, or they really make her feel bad for trying to help, or for trying to assist. They are like, why don't you focus on your things, like we are okay. So yeah, they can make her feel a bit miserable, feeling like, but I'm trying to do my best and help, and maybe they're like, you don't have to take care of us, you just take care of you. um so yeah, she can be a bit, there's something about her archetypes that are more on the helpful side. Maybe this industry is very harsh on her, and they are like, we don't want you to get involved in this is our job, so you do your job and we will do our job. So she feels a bit like, oh my god, I guess I cannot be like this with them, because it will get me into trouble. They will make fun of me, or they will get angry. But yeah, with the Three of Cups, yeah, this is a girl that yeah, if it is about her career, probably this year is going to be a good year for this. But also she has to maybe spend time, or maybe focus on building a community, or building a group of friends, or a group of colleagues with others. I think that this girl, she still is not ready to do like things alone. There's something about the Three of Cups that is advising her this year to build community. It's like, don't do things alone. If you want to help others or if you want to do something nice for others, create your own group of friends or create your own small community or join a community. And I don't know, maybe if she's like religious or if she has like, if she has a hobby or something like this, you go and meet a group of people that have the same values that you have, and you put all your mother archetype, or you put all your need to help with them, but don't waste your potential just trying to show or do like charity, or just do something for a specific person because they are not going to take it well. Also, I think that with the Three of Cups, this is a girl that probably I would advise her to not be alone in this industry. Like, make sure that you have your group of friends, or that you have that if you have a staff, or if you have like a manager, if you have a female manager, surround yourself with other females. Like, work on your associations, build a strong friendship in the industry, rely a lot on others. Don't be alone. Don't stay alone. Don't stay isolated. I think that she's still this year. I don't know if she at some point she's like, I wish I could do an independent work, or her maybe doing something individual. I think that this year, 2025, is more about her and others or associations. So I don't know if maybe she's going to be working on a K-drama, or maybe in a project that it has to do with her working with others. But yeah, definitely this year is all about her and potential friends or potential female friends, her building a community with them and not being alone. And I would say that even don't get too close with male, co-stars, or just stay with the girls, stay safe with the girls. You're going to be much more happy and successful like this. So yeah, guys. Then, if you are fans of these artists, please let me know, a feedback or something if you know of them, because since they are very new for me, I don't know if I got it right. Maybe you do know a bit about their history, or maybe your own perception. But yeah, I would love a feedback if you can. And don't forget to leave a like to the live stream, guys. It will mean a lot to me. You will help me a lot. So yeah, for today is going to be all. I hope my mic is working. I don't know, but yeah, I will try to fix this very soon. I cannot do it yet because I have pendant things to pay, so I cannot invest in another mic. I have two, but since today I have been working on some readings, the second one, I don't have it with me, is upstairs. But yeah, I hope that we can see each other on Saturday. On Sunday, Sunday, I will let you know, guys, if people are going to be busy working here, or if it's going to rain. I will have to cancel it, so I will keep you updated as the day passes by. So yeah, have a lovely week, and I'll see you later. Thank you, guys. Bye.